Welcome back, Source Nation. You're listening live to Can We Talk by Master Relationship Coach Myra McKnight.
Hello, this is Myra McKnight with Can We Talk, and I am so grateful and thankful that you allowed me to come into your space today. This evening, we are going to have an amazing show as always. We have a lady that is part of a book. She co-authored a book called Women Inspiring Nations. And this book is about ladies talking about some of their most inner feelings through tests that they've gone through and how they've come out on the other side. So in having a conversation with them, I'm finding that they have really made things happen. And the book is about letting you know that you can make those things happen too. It's about that faith and that belief. And, you know, this is a great time to have a book like this coming out because we're going into the new year. And we all know how we are. We have to wait till January 1 before we actually do something. And, you know, you don't have to wait till January 1. You can do it today. You can start today. And that's an important thing. Her name is Sonja Keeve. And she's going to be in the studio today. So on the other side of the break, what I'm going to do is bring Sonja in, and we are going to talk about her chapter in the book of Women Inspiring Nations. Be back with you on the other side.
Source Nation, stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're listening live to Can We Talk by Master Relationship Coach Myra McKnight.
Source Radio Network is just one of the many platforms that is used to fulfill dreams of our listeners and create a purpose that will impact the lives of our communities, cities, and the world. It is often said that great things will happen when a group of driven people work together to accomplish one goal. We're giving people the opportunity to have a voice, translate words that haven't been heard, and paint pictures that no one has seen. Source Radio Network is fueling your life's purpose. How can you listen? www.blogtalkradio.com/Source Radio.
Linda Fonvern wanted Vicksburg to be the most fit city in Mississippi.
Walking is cheap. Life is priceless.
She got 2,500 neighbors to start walking with her.
Let's come together to help each other.
She wouldn't let them give up.
And we end up losing 15,000 pounds.
Linda helped reshape the community she loved, literally.
If you want to be happy, you got to be healthy.
Fitness. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
I remember
Welcome back, Source Nation. You're listening live to Can We Talk by Master Relationship Coach Myra McKnight.
Hello, Source Nation family. This is Myra McKnight with Can We Talk? And as I said to you before our break, I was going to have an amazing lady that's coming into the studio, and she's going to talk about a book that she's co-authored with some other amazing ladies, and the book is Women Inspiring Nations. And they have different chapters in the book and collaboration about them and what they want to give out to us as women across the globe. And her name is Sonja Keeve. Sonja, thank you for coming on the show with Can We Talk? Sonja, we really appreciate you accepting our invitation.
Absolutely. It is my honor and pleasure to be with you today.
Thank you so much. Now, I was trying to tell the ladies a little bit, but I really like for my guests to be able to tell them about you and why. Why did you feel compelled to be a part of this amazing book here?
Absolutely. I just want to say that for me, it was truly a divine assignment. I was currently in a space where I was sharing out there on social media just my message of walking in love and really tapping into your purpose. And this project, I feel like it just landed in my lap. And the book is entitled Women Inspiring Nations. And for so long, I have honestly been encouraging and sharing just a word of encouragement or inspiration to those who, you know, may be in a space where they, you know, feel like their dreams have died, or they feel like they don't know what their purpose is. And so this project gave me the opportunity to really just share my own personal story of how I was able to kind of tap into my greatness and calling despite life's distractions, because I have a full-time job, and then I'm a part-time entrepreneur and a wife and a mother. And so all of the life experiences that I had allowed me to kind of share my story and my journey of tapping into that. And so it's my hope that the book will inspire other women who read my story and can kind of relate in some level with my story and say, you know, that's me. And if she can do it, if she was able to kind of find her purpose, then I know that I can as well.
Okay, amazing. And you're busy. You're doing some things, and being a mom and being a part-time businesswoman, having a full-time job and a husband. So that takes a whole lot. And the biggest part of that, Sonja, that I find with women that I work with, and I'm quite sure Source Nation ladies like to know that, is the balancing act. That's how can you help us to understand how you balance it? Because it truly is a lot. I get it. I duplicate the same thing. How do you balance all of that together? What is your first priority?
Absolutely, my first priority is God. Without God, none of what I've done in my life, this book project, cannot happen without him. So it is definitely God first, prioritizing, and then your family, then your community, and then business. And so it really, that balancing act is really about prioritizing what's most important to you, and then it allows you to kind of flow from one area to the next. And believe me, it is not easy, but it does allow you to give you some focus of understanding what you need to do first, second, and third, because I think when you get out of order, that's when chaos can come.
Okay, great. And if you can tell me, because we have a lot of women that don't understand the process of, you know, they're not as dedicated to being involved in church and things of that nature.
Right.
So when you say that your priority, God, what does that mean as the first thing you do, your priority? Does that mean your prayer life? That means your reading? What does that mean? Does that mean that you're saying you work to get closer to God, to allow him to order your steps? What would that look like to somebody who's listening who does not have that faith background?
Absolutely. It means for me, it is definitely having that quiet time of first being still, and just wherever you are, just having a conversation with God or the universe of whom you serve, and just asking him to really just order your day. You know, what do you want me to do first? And it doesn't have to be anything that's complicated. It truly is. I spend that time first just thanking him for allowing me to be alive, and then just going into that meditation and then starting my day. And so for me, that is my children, to get them ready for school, and then allow myself to go to work. And throughout my day, I'm just thanking him for just the blessings in my life. Thank you for the, you know, the traffic, you know, allow me to move through and keeping me safe. So that for me is my spiritual practice. What I do to start my day, and I end it by thanking him before I close my eyes.
And I like that, you know, because I know if we all do it differently, but the simplistic part about it, and I say to a lot of ladies that I work with as well, you know, sometimes you don't make it so difficult, because we do need that first prep in the morning has to be with our spirit man within. It has to be our meditation, however that be, and however you do that, it is making sure you have that connection, because that's actually your GPS. That's actually what navigates you every day, in which way, you know, you know, you're up, okay, now, God, you know, which way am I going? How should I do this? What should I do? Tell me, lead me, because if we don't, we're out here aimlessly just going and doing.
Absolutely.
And we're getting nowhere. And it reminds me a lot of you know, when I talk to the ladies, what it reminds me of, Sonja, is that part in the Bible where Martha and Mary were, I call it the Martha spirit, and Jesus was coming, and Martha was busy, just busy doing stuff. And she got angry, and she said to Jesus, well, you know, she should be helping me. Why is she not? But Mary was doing what she was supposed to do, sitting at the feet of Jesus, listening, hearing, and knowing what to do. And Jesus said to Martha, you should be doing that too. And I think that, you know, if we could find that time to just stop, and it's not like it's, I think women have to understand it could be any time, you know, whatever your time is, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, that's yours, but you got to have it. It's imperative.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's imperative, because it grows you. So in the chapter of the book, Sonja, tell us a little bit about that chapter that you wrote in the book.
Absolutely, without giving everything away.
Yeah, I can't have you give it all away. Just give us a little bit of teaser. We got to have something to go on, Sonja.
Yes. Well, I can say my journey for me tapping into this purpose is I went back to college after being away for so long. You know, I didn't do what I was supposed to do when I was 18 and 19. And so I went back to school as an adult learner to obtain my accounting degree. And I did that starting a family, and I was able to maintain that an honor roll status, and I was working full-time, and I was able to manage to obtain both my undergraduate degree in accounting and my MBA just last year in 2016.
Awesome.
And in that space, you know, I had grown up with the idea that if you get your degree, it's going to lead you to a good job. Every time I went for a job, they would tell me, you need a degree. Okay, I got the first degree, and then I'm applying again. It's like, no, now you need your second degree. And then when the economy tanked, I could not get a job. And so this idea of my degree, I have it, and now I can't get a job. I didn't know where to go next, because this was all I was focusing on at the time in my life. And then in that moment of feeling almost rejected by society, I had done everything I was supposed to do in my mind, but the world turned their back on me. So in that space, what do you do? And that is when I got on my knees and I asked God to please lead me. What is my purpose? What am I supposed to do? And then he set me on this journey after a 40-day fast that just electrified my life and moved the purpose of my trajectory from thinking that I was supposed to climb the corporate ladder to now being in a space of entrepreneur and starting my own business. So the story goes through all of my trials, all of my ups and downs, and then finding the purpose and finding my joy and my peace as a result of being in the valley and having that valley experience and knowing and doing the work I needed to do to get me to my mountaintop experience. And so you will see all that I went through in that journey, and it's my hope, because it was a project that truly blessed me, and it just opened up so much in my life that I hadn't thought about in years. And so when I wrote my story, I hope the readers will just go on that journey with me and find that, guess what? Again, like I said, if I can do it, you can do it. So it just, you'll get to see kind of just everything I went through, and I just opened myself up to be vulnerable, to expose myself, which was scary for me, to people that I don't even know. So I know it's just going to just inspire nations of women, and that's the whole goal. I think you're going to love the chapter. It was extremely, extremely juicy, and I'm really excited for readers to, really tap into that chapter.
Wow. And well, just giving us the tidbits of it, it sounds as though it's a chapter that's basically, it was life-changing for you. And it sounds as though that's it's open door of a life changing for someone else. And what I like to say is, and I do understand that we all go through our own particular, I call it, we're all in our own separate loader bar sometimes, and we don't know which way to go and how to go and where to move and those kind of things. And sometimes, a lot of times we pray and we ask and we seek, but still, until that time is the right time for us to move and to shift, it doesn't happen. And I know that there's a lot of ladies out there that are going through something and trying to move to the next level, because when you're in that corporate arena, and my other guest said the same thing, when you're in a place, doesn't matter if it's your job or doesn't matter if you're married or a relationship or what have you, when you're in a particular place and it's an uncomfortable place, or it's a place that is disappointing, it's not working out, it's not the benefit for you, it's vexing your spirit, and you're trying to move to the next level, that right there is the teachable moment for us. Because we're there and we're trying to figure it out. And that is why, based upon what you're saying, Sonja, it sounds like you're saying, that's why you have to make that priority, that relationship with God, that connection with God, because you're going to have to call on Him to ask Him, do I go left, do I go right, do I sit still, what do I do?
And you have to do that because your family, your friends, your bosses, no one can do you. Nobody can tell you what to do, because, like you said, with Mary and Martha, everybody has their own assignment. So you can't go to man to figure out what that assignment is for you. The only way you can get that assignment is just being still and in that space where you just let go of everything in your mind that you thought you were supposed to do, that you thought you were supposed to move into, and just allow your heart to be open to hear from the Holy Spirit to guide you. And I don't want to make this preaching type of interview, but I do want people to understand that it takes that moment where you've got to be absolutely still, because when you're moving too much, your mind is moving, and when you have to center your mind to be able to get into that quiet place to hear what you need to do next. And so, and I'm a witness to that. I'm a witness to that, because I'm a person that had to always control the situation. When you learn to surrender and submit and give up what you need to do and allow God to move, that is when you start moving into the assignment that is for you and only you.
And it's something you said that last interview I had today, basically the same thing. And I get that a lot in the practice that I do, working with relationships and working with ladies, actually like 25 years or so, that control factor that we have. And I say a lot to the men that, we as women don't intend to control. We don't intend to always want to know or fix or do. It's just in our nature to preserve. It's in our nature to protect. And in some cases, our way of getting that across might come in a different way. But it's liberating to stop being that way and realize that you're not the one that can handle, that can do this. You can't make a break. You ain't got to have it in hell to put nobody in. So you just need to just chill, right? And so that's a process. It was a process for me as well. Back in the day when I was trying to fix and do and help and show and I could call Sonja and tell her what she needed to do when I need to be sitting on the couch myself or sitting in a quiet room myself and asking God to lead me in what I need to do for me, But, Sonja, it is difficult. It's very difficult for women to do that. We'll get up and jump up and wash a dish, or we'll get up and do something with the kids, or we'll get up and go to aerobics, or we'll get up and go to church 10 times a week. We'll do all of that before having that relationship where we sit, be still, and allow God to navigate our lives for that day.
Absolutely. Yes.
For that day.
Yes.
That's a difficult thing to do. But what I have found over the years is that when I'm able to do that, because I'm with you, I see past I can see, because I figure I can navigate and I can fix it and I can control the ending. And I can't do that. And when I realize that now, what I do is I do what I can. And when I can't, I was like, there you go. You got it. You got it. I'm going to wait on you. You finish the rest. I'm only supposed to go this far because I can't see no more than that. So I'm trusting you to finish the rest. And it is liberating and exhilarating to know that I don't have to always lead the pack in the war all the time.
Yes.
And women are learning. We are learning that. And that's a good feeling because you've moved from where you were. And the blessing, I believe, is the victory.
Yes, absolutely.
And not being the victim.
Yes.
Okay, good. And when you decided that, I know you asked God to lead you, and my mom would say, lead me, guide me, stand beside me. She'll say that in a minute, 24/7. I'm like, okay, Mom. Then I find myself doing the same thing. Lord, lead me, guide me, stand beside me. And then Sonja, she'll say, God's in the house. God's in the house. I'll say, yeah, Mom, you right. God's in the house. But those little bitty things, sometimes that's all you need to say if that's all you got to say.
Absolutely.
And God honors your heart and your efforts and what you're doing. So in writing, what do you say is that you have given, not just so much in the book, just as a woman, that you have been able to transcend to women just as a woman, not any particular ethnicity or any particular degree, just as a woman? What have you learned the most just as being a woman in your walk of life?
I have learned that I'm enough. That I don't have to prove anything to anyone. And that who I am, I'm happy with who I am. And I understand that not everybody's going to go with, the people that you take on this journey are not going to be the same ones that are going to be with you to the end. Some are going to drop off throughout that journey because I was that person that was a people pleaser. I needed, if you didn't like me, I needed to understand why. What did I do? And when I learned that I can be okay with Sonja, then it really did for me is that it opened doors for me to surround myself with people who would celebrate me and not tolerate me. So when I learned I'm enough, then I was able to move into those spaces with other like-minded women who were just like me. We were cheering on each other, and that is just how this project came, and everything that I do from this point on in my life I can say, I'm okay, I'm happy with me, I love me, and I'm going to do Sonja. And so when I started doing that, I had that mind shift change. And when that clicked on for me, things started to just look extremely clear, and I was able to navigate in this journey. And so for me, the most important thing I learned was I am enough.
And that's amazing. That is, and that's a good feeling too. I've been there, done that. It's a good feeling of freedom. That, as you said, a lot of women are people pleasers. A lot of women have been told to be nurturers and to serve. And I think on the way, and just, being a minister in the church and being in the church, understand that we didn't do a good job of helping our ladies understand what service means. And service doesn't mean that you do for everybody but yourself. It doesn't mean that. And service and your first relationship should be that relationship that you have with God and you're in the Holy Spirit. So it helps us to understand that at some point we're going to have to make that call. We're going to have to be in that tight space, and it's a liberating feeling when you don't care. And sometimes people might say, well, Myra, that's kind of harsh, but I will say I don't care. And it's good because, I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if I'm not in your clique. I don't care if, you feel this way, because what can I do about it anyway? And I think that's wasted energy. Ladies out here in Source Nation family, it's wasted energy for us to try to make someone be a part of our lives, because clearly everybody is not supposed to be in your life.
Yes.
Everybody is not.
Yes.
And it's true, they're not. They are not, because I think that I said to the ladies that just because people invite you to the party, it doesn't mean you have to go. Yes. You have that choice. You don't have to partake in that just because they invited you, just because they're this person or they're somebody else's friend or what have you. You don't have to. And it's liberating and it's freedom, and it's less stressful when you can just be you. Just be you.
Yes. Yes.
And you said it.
And I need,
do enough.
Yes, and the thing that I want your listeners to know, don't wait until I'm 40-something years old. It took me that long to get it. I want these young ladies to get it much sooner. I have two daughters, and I tell them, listen, I need you to know you're enough. And that you are loved just who you are. You don't have to please and be everybody for everyone. And they have that attitude now that I'm okay with who I am. And I want everybody, especially our women, our girls, get that now. That is something, because I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. Because now that I got it, I learned it late in life. But I think if we learn that much earlier, and I think as mothers, if we teach our sons and our daughters that, I think it's going to just change communities. And that is extremely important, because, there are so many children out there that, that are looking for love in the wrong places, and they get themselves in situations because they're trying to find out what that definition of love is. But when parents start teaching their kids they are already loved just the way they are, they're going to make different decisions, because I made so many bad decisions as a youth, and I had to learn a hard lesson. And, and I think we just teach our children early in life. They're still going to go through those trials, because they, it's going to build that character, but they won't make those hard decisions that they're sitting there like, how did I get into this space? How did I get into this place? So I'm just an advocate for that, truly.
Absolutely. And it's very important. And what you're saying is so true. And it's something that has to be reiterated a lot just for us, just for women all across the globe, because that was never something that was always said over and over again. Because I always say, I don't have any daughters. I got 3 nieces, but I always say with my son, when he's out and he's in school and things of that nature, I say, I cannot be with him all the time, Lord, but I know there is a Sonja that might just be in the grocery store when he's there, or there is a Sonja's husband that's around who can give him those nuggets just passing by, because the more of us that know about it, that talk about it, and just for a simple glance, that we can reiterate those things to our girls and to our young men. And it's something else I was going to say, Sonja. When we say you're enough, in Source Nation family, we're not saying we're perfect. We're not saying we're perfect. We're not saying we don't need to step up our game in a particular area, or it doesn't mean that. But just knowing from the inside that you're perfect just as you are, as you continue on your journey and allow God to continue to mold you in the way He would have you to go. That's what we're saying. And because we all have things that we have to work with, deal with, work out, fix, and within our inner self, but sometimes those little, what I call it, good people with bad habits, but sometimes we take those habits as if we are, something's wrong with us. We're bad people because we made a bad decision. You learn from those bad decisions, and that's the point of it. It's not a point if you don't learn from them. So as we go through our life and we make some decisions, but as we get older, we're more cognizant of those things. But you have to maintain exactly what you said. You're enough. You're enough. It doesn't need any more than what you have is what you have. And as you evolve, you will evolve more.
Yes, absolutely.
To be enough. Wow, that's powerful. It is powerful. You ladies are really giving some great nuggets to the women out here about reality, about life, about those things that actually mean something. Now, those words of wisdom that you might not have gotten or you might not have paid any attention to, but now somebody is ready to hear what Sonja has to say. Somebody is ready to hear what your other co-authors have to say. Somebody's ready to hear what I have to say. So all of that in conjunction, we are setting the stage and dropping the seeds, which your daughters, your granddaughters, and great-granddaughters are going to begin to pick up, because there's never enough of us.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
There's never enough of us. And now tell me, Sonja, in this what you're doing, what else do you do? You're an author. I know you're busy. What are your goals? What's your aspiration? What's next for you?
Wow, what's actually next for me is I'm actually in the middle of writing my second book. I have no idea what it'll be entitled, but I'm also building my inspirational speaking stage. So I'm building my platform to tell my story on stages across the nation. So those are what's next for me. I also have a clothing line called Walk Love to Creations, and the idea is for folks to wear the apparel and walk in love by creating one simple act of kindness in the communities of which they live, and to pass it on.
Wow. That, I mean, and you're not done. All that you're doing, you still, all that you're doing, all that you've done, and you're still not done, because, and that's where that communication and relationship come in with God, because when you have that relationship, that priority relationship, it allows you that coordination, that time management to be able to do a lot of things. And I bet you anybody out there can say, if you don't have that relationship and you wonder why you're all over the place and you're stressed out and you're having all kind of problems, that's because you're not in order. And the first order of day has to be define your instructions, right?
Absolutely. And if you do not start with that, like you said, to begin with, you're going to spend the rest of that day just out of order, chaotic, not sure exactly where to go. And, and I just think, like you said, it's just important to start with that first step, even if it's just taking a simple deep breath in and blowing it out of your nose. That cleansing breath will just center the mind, and then you can begin your day.
Right, absolutely. And that's a exhilarating feeling, too, doing the breathing and doing the meditations or whatever, ladies, whatever gets you to that point of solitude is important. to have every day. It was good. It is healthy for us, too. So Sonja, let's do this. If you can tell our listening audience how they can connect with you on your social media platform.
You can actually go to facebook.com, Sonja, S-O-N-J-A, Keeve. You can visit me at sonjakeeve.com. So that's www.sonjakeeve, Keeve.com. You'll see where I will be next, what's going on in my world, and I would love to connect with you.
Okay. Tell the ladies, Sonja, how we can get the book.
The book will actually drop January 6, 2018, and so we will have hopefully some pre-orders that we'll be able to do, and I'll actually have the link tagged to my actual page where you can actually purchase the book, and I'll definitely autograph it for you for those that purchase it. So I'm really looking forward to everyone getting the book and just really passing it out and telling everyone about the book and sharing it with their friends and family.
Okay, awesome. Well, it's a great start of a new year for something of that caliber to be brought out, so that ladies, you can get a perspective from different women in different spaces and times of their lives and how they were able to handle a particular thing and how they came out and what has actually propelled them into doing other things in their lives that were probably dormant at one time. So, Sonja, we're so grateful that you accepted an invitation to come in on Can We Talk to let the ladies know about this amazing book that Women Inspiring Nations that you all are doing, and we appreciate it so much. And hopefully on your book, when you finish your book, if you would give us a call and come back and kind of give us an update on the amazing things that you're doing, we would greatly appreciate that.
I would love to. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. You have a great evening. Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you as well.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
I thank you, Sonja. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Source Nation family, there you have it. Oh, my goodness, very, very wonderful. This book, Women Inspiring Nations, we've had several guests on today, and that was Sonja Keeve, who is going to be, who is one of the co-authors. And the book, again, is called Women Inspiring Nations. Information is wonderful. Everybody doesn't take things the same way. I might say something and it might not touch your spirit, and somebody else might say something and it does. And it doesn't matter because we're all different. And we all attract to the energy of whoever our energy is in that field that we're in. So it's important when we bring people on Source Nation, on the platform, and when I bring people on the platform of my Facebook, the Better One, Better Two Relationship Academy, retreats and conferences, it's important that you get what's real and nothing else, just what's real, what you can do. And I don't care if you go to church, if you don't go to church. To me, there's not much difference in that because a woman is a woman. And we suffer and we're happy basically in the same thing. What makes us happy, what makes us happy. What makes us sad, makes us sad. So that was Sonja Keeve that came into the studio. Before we go, let me give you our sponsors that has helped us to be able to bring these ladies into the studio and talk about their amazing book. And that's Zulina's Health, Wellness, and Fitness, Paper to Film Productions, Revolution Meals, Ren Ovations, Meet My Types Matchmaking, Blend to Blend Juice Bar Boutique, Urban Grandstand Digital, and New Covenant of Praise Worship Center. As always, my Source Nation family, this is Myra McKnight with Can We Talk. I thank you so much for allowing me to be in your space today and to bring some practical seeds of nuggets and seeds that can help you on your journey. We're all on a journey. We're here to be on a journey. And it's not all bad, It's not all bad. It might be some brown days. Every day is not dark. and it might be just a sprinkle of light. But you know what? We're grateful for where we are, and we're grateful for the God that we serve, and the journey keeps going because we keep growing. I want you to have an amazing Christmas day, and enjoy your family, enjoy you, enjoy where you are, enjoy your reason for this season. Everybody has their own, and you have a right to have that. And we're going to see you in 2018. Oh, my goodness, 2018. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you so much. This is Myra McKnight with Can We Talk? Blessings. Bye-bye.
Get at me for beats, y'all.